Welcome back, everybody. So far we've done two videos. The first one was on our foundation and how to get a flawless look. So if you haven't seen that, check out here and I'll post the link. The second video was all about contouring for somebody that doesn't want to be so contoured, but just a little bit little highlight, little contour, and a little bit of blush. So that's the second step that I have on. And now we're going to move into eyes and lips. So you can complete the look and have these steps, and everybody wanted to know how I get my foundation to stay and how I keep my makeup on all day. Now, one of the steps I didn't mention in the last one, again, in case it wasn't mentioned, if you're super oily or you feel like you may have put on too much blush or too much contour, don't forget that translucent powder can be your best friend. Just get a clean brush. Don't use the same one that you used for your blush or your highlight. Get a clean brush, tap in lightly, and just dust the face. And again, if you're getting a little bit older like myself and you have fine lines and wrinkles, stay away from this part of your face, wherever you don't want that powder to settle in. But don't forget, makeup can always be fixed. If you put too much, you can dust some off. You can always start over. And again, you can't learn to do the makeup unless you're practicing. So you need to be playing in your makeup so that you can try these things. I am not a makeup artist, but watching years of YouTube videos and getting ideas and then figuring out what works for me. Because I may watch one of those tutorials and go, that is way too dark, that is not me, but do a lighter variation of it. So makeup's supposed to be fun, comfortable, and then take the tips that I'm giving you and do what works for you. And I would love to see your foundation routines. I would love to see your highlights and contours and just share with me what you're doing. So we've got step 1 and then step 2 videos down here on the blush. And now we are on part 3 of this makeup series so you guys can see different looks and how I'm doing things. So we're gonna go ahead and do eyes. So eyes can be something that people get really nervous about, and I am not the best at eyes, but I like to do a daytime look that is comfortable. So in one of my last videos when I was doing the foundation, I showed one eye. This is the Please Hold from Mark. If you have very oily lids, I always put foundation on my eyes as well, but if you have very oily lids, then this is something you want to use. Just tap it in and then get it on your lid. Or if you are looking for staying power, getting that canvas, prepped and ready for your shadow, this does help the shadow become more vibrant, stay on longer, and again, if you have oily lids, it kind of sets it better. So tap that in. You don't need a whole lot. You can see that if you have veins or darkness, it does brighten things up right away. Color eyeshadow quad, and this is the Warm Sunrise palette. I really like this one because it's versatile. You can go a little bit lighter. You can make it a little bit more dramatic if you're looking to do more of, the outer corners to be a little bit darker and lighter, or you can just do a wash of color and make it simple. Again, no rules with makeup, guys. It's what makes you feel comfortable. So I'm going to grab my brushes. Give me a second. And also, I must say that if you are not curling your eyelashes, you are missing the boat. You can either curl them before you begin, or you can curl them right after you complete your eyeshadow. I like to curl them right when I'm starting. So again, got the primer on the lids. Let's go ahead and curl. Get really close to your lashes and just put it in there, and then make sure you're not pinching yourself. Squeeze, squeeze. And then if you lift up a little bit, you can get all the way to the end. And you could do it once or twice if you want, get it extra curly. This really does lift and open the eye. So hold it for a minute. Okay. I don't know if you can see the difference in non-curled and curled. I feel like there's a big difference. Okay, so let's do this one. Really get them in there. So many people are scared of this, and if you have not done it, I promise you, just practice, get close, and you are going to be, and I like to scoot it out to the end and just keep kind of pressing to really get that curl going, and even lifting it a little bit can do that as well. Okay, there you go. All right, they're curled. All right, so let's go ahead, and we've got the primer. Like I said, let me get my brushes, which I should have prepared ahead of time. Now, not all of my brushes are Avon brushes, so don't scream at me that I don't have all Avon brushes. Some of them are and some of them are not. I feel as much as I do my makeup and whatnot, that I would need to have a lot of them. And there's just certain ones that are fluffier and that I've had from over the years. So, and I was a part of Ipsy at one time and they would send me free brushes too. So I'm going to start by just brushing up the brow. We'll get to brows in a minute, but I like to do that before I do the shadow. So kind of get those up and out of the way. All right. And we're going to start with the wash of color. Just this makes it very easy for you. So I'm going to go in for the second one here, the second color, and just kind of get that on the bottom part of the lid. And you want to kind of press that in. Now I'm not doing inner corner just yet because I'm going to do the white there. So I'm going to press that in and I'm going to press it up into the crease. I have kind of a little bit of a hooded eye, so this gives me a little bit more depth, and I'm going to be able to lift the eye with my doing it. So I kind of press it in and let it, you know, like I said, makeup doesn't have to be perfect. If it seems a little wonky, whatever, that's okay. Let's get it on the other one. Pressing, and I'm not touching this inner corner just yet. So I'm pressing into the crease and I'm kind of going upward. This is a little bit of fluffy brush. And up. It's kind of like a peachy, mauvey kind of a color. The blending is really where it's at with eyeshadow. If you're not blending well, that's when it looks bad. And the cleanup afterward as well. And as I mentioned in the other videos, sometimes you can do your shadow first and then do your makeup after. And that way, if you have fallout, you can go ahead and clean that up. Okay, so I've got that color on, simple, right? All right, make sure your brush is clean or get another brush. And then we're gonna go ahead and get into this white, this light, like creamy white here. All right, and this is where I'm gonna put in the corner. Patting it in. And again, right now, for those that are not comfortable yet doing eye makeup, look at it as like paint by number. You've got the numbers on the palette as well, but this is how I like to apply mine to brighten up my eyes. As you can see, it kind of brightens things up. And then I do a touch up in here. And it will all get blended. Just a touch up at the brow. You never want something too sparkly up there because unless you're super young and you can still pull that off, I am not, so I don't put sparkle, but that will help lift the brow, okay? So now some people can blend at this point and stop and be done with it and do your eyeliner and be done. I'm gonna go one more step and I'm gonna take it into this purple color right here. Okay, you could do this one too in the corner. I'm going to go for this one today. It's a little bit darker, and I'm actually going to change my brush. I want something a little bit more flat. Where are you, brush? There it is. Okay, so this is more of a flat-edged brush, and that way I don't get it everywhere. So I'm going to go ahead and tap into that, and this is what I'm going to use on the outer corner. So I like to take it, and again, if you get messy with this, it can be fixed. So I'm just going to take it into the corner. And see, I got fallout, so that's where your brushes come in, that you can clean that up later, later or now. And then just tap that into the corner there. And I follow a little bit of that line that was there before. And basically, I'm just deepening up what I already had, okay? It's very simple once you start doing this. And again, you're blending. Do you see the difference? There's no corner going on here, and I've started something here. I'm going to also tap in, and we're going to go under. That way it's soft, okay? And then you can also get into the lashes here and just kind of go back and forth into the lash line. You can also use your liner, which I will be using my liner now. I'm kind of flicking. I have, again, a more of a hooded eye, so I'm kind of flicking that out a little bit. And see the edges here? Watch this. It's like complete magic. We're going to do some magic. So this needs to be blended. So I have a fluffy brush, I'm going to go ahead and make sure your brushes, mine's, I don't know, I take a paper towel or something and make sure that I've cleaned it off so there's no other colors in there, but I'm going to just take it and I'm going to start to slowly windshield wiper it back and forth, just keeping it in the crease to soften that up. Okay, you see that? Okay, now we're going to go ahead and then you can take your liner of your choice. I like to use my brown, and this is the Always On Point. And by the way, for those of you that have this, that think that it's broken, all you need to do is push down. The product comes out, turn the cap, you'll hear it kind of make a sound, and then voila, clean. Okay, I go very close to the lash line. Now, if you want to do, since that's kind of like a plum color that I had, you can go for it and you can do a plum color. You don't want to tug too hard, but again, if you're getting older like myself, you got to pull a little bit because you need to be able to lift that. So I'm just going to kind of dot in, and I'm going to soften this up. And here's a trick for you that are having, for those that are having transfer happening with your liner. Go back into your powder with your flat brush and tap that in on top of your line, and it will see almost like how powder works for you with your foundation. Just cover it up, go right back over it, and it will keep it from touching up in here after. Okay, so you can see the difference already. We're just going to do half. We'll do the other half after and then take a picture. So we got both parts done, but this one has the darker and this is the lighter if you were just doing a lighter look. And I'll go ahead and just line this one and I'll finish it after, so when I go out the door I don't look silly. But you'll be able to see that I did a little bit more in one than the other. Okay, so it's two different looks, deeper, not as deep, depending on what you're feeling like. Okay, and then we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do our brow and we're gonna go ahead and do our mascara. So today I'm gonna use Big and Daring, and somebody asked me about clumps. I wanna give you a tip on clumps. Mascara, again, every 3 months, minimal, or if it smells funny, shouldn't really have a strong odor, guys. If it does, it's old. Get rid of it. You don't need an eye infection because we're putting it in, we're taking it out, we're putting it on our eyes. You want to have clean and fresh mascara. One of the ways to keep your mascara fresher is after you pull it out, if it starts to look clumpy or whatever, again, that might be an indication that it's old, but it also, where is my paper towels? Where are you? Oh, there they are. Hang on. On the floor. Okay, so one of the things that I like to do is if I feel like it's getting gunky when I'm putting it on, and I know it's not old, it's just maybe from, you know, the lid, it starts to get in there. So you dip it in, you never pump it because that puts air into there. You can go ahead and just wipe off your brush. Just clean off your brush every now and then, okay? Make sure there's no fibers. So if you're using, like, a bad thing would be a cotton ball because you're gonna get lots of little fibers, but I like to clean it off and also clean off the front of your tube. Just wipe it and clean it off, and this is going to keep it from being gunky, and then when you go to apply it, it's like putting on brand new mascara. So roll it into the tube, don't pump it, and then apply. Now I like to do the blink method. Some people like to, you know, just wiggle and bring up, but for me, blinking is my favorite. Okay, you can see the difference again, and I'll finish this before I get to the next video. And then for the bottom, just tap it on. If you do too much, you're going to look like you have spiders. If you really want to accent the edges, you can get in there in the corner and really just flick out the edges here. Again, more coats if you're going out at night, or if you just want really full lashes. This is the Big and Daring that I'm using. And just look at the difference. Nothing deeper contour, deeper shadows on this eye, not as on this one. So it just depends. And if I wanted to go even deeper on that, I could. Now again, if I need to clean up at all, you could take a little bit of concealer, dot, dot, dot. If you feel like you had fallout, do a little bit here, and then blend it with your beauty blender. And then that'll clean it up. So we're gonna go on to the next video, so stay tuned. We're gonna go ahead and do brows, and that way we're all in little segments. I'll finish this side, and then we'll go do brows together. So stay tuned for the next video, which I believe is number 4. So we'll see you in a minute.